Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to Monday's maths lesson. We're going to warm our brains up mathematically with an imposter theme behind me. We are going to, today in our starter activity, revisit fractions of amounts. Now, you did have a little go at these in your CPG books a little while ago, but it's a skill to keep ticking over. All right, now remember, we find a fraction of an amount by, we divide the number that we've been given, the amount, by the denominator. So in this case, 42 divided by 6. And then we multiply the answer by the numerator, which in this case is 2. And we see if we get that answer there. Now, at the top of the screen, it says there are 2 imposters among us. Okay, so let's see if you can spot them. So you'll need your purple book for today's short date and have a little go. See how well you do. Off you go. Pause the video. Okay, Year 6, let's have a little go and see how we got on. So, 2 imposters among us. Right, well, if we go and have a little look at our screen, okay, well, 5 into 120, that goes 24. And 24 times 2 is 48. So that one's right. Okay, 9 into 45 goes 5. And 5 times 5 is 25. So that one's okay. Here, 10 into 500. Remember, take the 0 off. All right, that's 50. And 50 times 4 is 200. So far, those 3 are correct. Haven't found an imposter yet. Right, here we go. Let's have a look here then. So 42 divided by 6 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Our first imposter. That should be 14. All right, did you spot that one? Let's carry on then, see if we can find the second one, because we're looking for 2 imposters. So 9 into 270 goes 30. 30 times 3 is 90. Here we've got 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. So no imposters on those 2. And last column. Okay, we've got 10 into 50 goes 5. 5 times 3 is 15, not 20. So we found our second imposter. So pink and brown are the imposters, but let's do the last one anyway. So 12 into 36 goes 3. 3 times 5 is 15. So we spotted there are only 2 imposters, brown and pink. Hopefully you got them. Right. Let's have a little look then at what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be having a little look at multiples today. All right, multiples. So we've got a little bit of a definition on the board about what a multiple is. All right, so it says, it's the result of multiplying a number by an integer. And that is a whole number. I've given you the definition there, not a fraction. So here we've got examples. 12 is a multiple of 3 because 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. 6 is a multiple of 3 because 2 times 3 is 6. But 7 isn't a multiple of 3 because it doesn't appear in the 3 times table. You can't multiply something by 3 and get 7. All right, so if you think about your answers in your times tables, then you've got an idea of multiples. So we're going to do a few little activities on the board, and then you've got some activities in your book, and then you've got a challenge at the end. So let's have a little look at what we're going to start off with. So it says, write down the first 6 multiples of these numbers. So it's thinking about your times table. So 6, okay, the first one is 1 times 6, then 2 times 6, 3 times 6, 4 times 6, 5 times 6, 6 times 6. So I'm going to do this row, and then you're going to have a little go at the next 3 rows. Okay, so here we go. So 1 times 20 is 20. 2 times 20 is 40. 3 times 20 is 60. 4 times 20 is 80. 5 times 20 is 100. And 6 times 20 is 120. Okay, so you now can see what we're doing. So you're looking for the first 6 numbers which appear in your 4 times table, your first 6 numbers that appear in your 11 times table. Then you've got your 15s. So think about repeating adding, okay, to help you with those. Okay, purple book, pause the video, off you go. Okay, how did you do then? Hopefully you have got lots of right answers in there, and I shall look forward to seeing what you have come up with. So let's have a little look at the next little section then. Okay. I'm just going to scroll the board up so we can see. So we've got another little task here. So it says, which of the groups of numbers below are multiples of 5? So what I've got to do is think which set of numbers appears in my 5 times table. Okay. So if I have a little look, well, straight away here, 4 does not appear in my 5 times table. So it's not that one. Here, 7 doesn't appear in my 5 times table. So it's not that group. If we look here, 20, well, 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 5 is 15. 8 times 5 is 40. And 5 times 5 is 25. So it could be this group, but I need to have a look and check the others as well. So 53, no, 53 does not appear in my 5 times table. 5 times table ends in a 5 or a 0. The multiples do. Okay, so I know it's not that. And then finally, okay, we've got 50. Well, 10 times 5 is 50. 4 times 5, yeah. Will 5 go into 80? Well, yes, it will, because if I do this here, 80 and 5 goes into 8 once, 3 left over, 5's into 30, well, 6 5s are 30, so it goes in 16 times, okay? And then 5 times 2 is 10. So I've got 2 groups that fit that. So I would circle that one and this one, okay? So you've got a very similar activity. You've got to find out which groups below are multiples of 3. So you're going to have a little look at those. Now watch out for things like this. Sometimes you think, oh no, that doesn't appear in the times table. But it may be that it is divisible by 3. So you know that it could be in your 3 times table. Okay, so have a little look. See if you can work out which are the 2 groups. Pause the video, have a little go. Okay, how did you get on? Let's have a little look at this one then. Okay, so 35, 32, 38 and 30. Well, 35 doesn't appear, and if I do a division sum, still wouldn't get it in my 3 times, so it isn't that one. So 24, that appears in my 3 times table. So does 15, so does 30, so does 9. So that's definitely one of my groups. So let's have a little look at the others then. So 13 doesn't appear in my 3 times table. 12 does, but not 13. So it isn't that one. Let's have a look here then. 27, yes, that appears in my 3 times table. 36, yes, 12 threes are 36. 3 threes are 9. 6 threes are 18. I've found my groups, I think, but I'll double check this one to be sure. Well, straight away, 14 doesn't appear. It's not a multiple of 3. So I know I've found my 2 groups. So hopefully you spotted those 2 groups. Let's have a look at our next task then. So this is getting us to think a little bit more clearly about multiples. So we've got a few problems here. So it says, I'm a multiple of 3. I'm between 40 and 50. What could I be? 3 possibilities. Well, none of these. Our 3 times table stops at 36, doesn't it? 12 times 3. But we could, by thinking of repeating addition, we could work out the next ones in our set. So 36. If I add 3, I get 39, so we couldn't have that one. So what's 39 add 3? Okay, so 39, 40, 41, 42. Is that between 40 and 50? Yeah, it is. So I could have 42. Okay, now if I repeat add 3 to 42, I will get 45. And then if I go again, 48. So those would be my 3 possibilities. Okay, so now I'm a multiple of 8. I'm between 50 and 70. Well, if we think about our 8 times table, well, straight away, I can think that 7 times 8 is 56. I've got 8 8s are 64. And I've only got to work out 2 possibilities there. So I'm okay with that. Okay, there is a couple of little questions there that I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can have a go at. Okay, so you've seen what I've done here. See if you can have a little go at those 2 on the board. All right, pause the video. Off you go. Okay, year 6, how did you get on? Let's have a little look. So I'm a multiple of 6. So it appears in the 6 times table. I'm also a multiple of 4. Okay, and so we've got to think about our 6 times table and our 4 times table. So one way of doing that is to write both of those tables side by side, and then we can see. So if I go, I need to, it's less than 30. So any numbers that appear in the 6 times table or the 4 times table after 30, I don't count. So that makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to go 6, 12, 18, 24, and then my next one is 30. So I'm not going to go any more on my 6 times table. Right, so then I've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and I can't go anymore because I'll be 32. So let's have a look. I'm a multiple of 6. I'm also a multiple of 4 and less than 30. Who am I? Well, what appears in both of those times tables? Well, 12 appears in both and 24. So my answer is 12 or 24. How did you do with that? Hopefully you got it. And then write down a multiple of 7 and 3 that's less than 50. So we do the same thing for that one. Okay, so I'm going to rub that out. And this time I want my 7 times table and my 3 times table. And I've got to go in my 7 times table up to 50. Okay. All right, not above. So I'm going up to 7 times 7 is 49, isn't it? So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. Okay, my 3 times table. All right, so I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I've got 24, 27. Then I go 30. Oh, I'm moving that. 36. Now I've got to keep going a little bit. Okay, so I had 42. Remember, I had 42, and then I had 45 and 48, which is also in my 3 times table. So I've got one multiple that appears in both, and it's 42. Okay, so hopefully you got that answer. Well done if you did. Right, let's carry on then. So another little task. So I'm going to show you an example of one, and then you're going to have a little go at a different one below. So I've got these numbers and I've got to put them into the correct section. And in the middle here would be those that fit both. Okay, so those are odd numbers and those are the multiples of 9, and I've got to fit these in. Right, so straight away, 7 doesn't appear in my 9 times table. It's not a multiple of 9. It's an odd number, so it just goes over there. Okay, if I look at 5, 5 doesn't appear in my 5 times table. It's an odd number, so I can put it over there. So I've used 7 and I've used 5. 2 is not a multiple of 9. It isn't an odd number, it's even. So it goes outside here, okay, because it doesn't fit in any of those boxes, okay. Then 45. It's an odd number because it ends in 5. And it's also a multiple of 5 because it appears in the a multiple of 9 because it appears in the 9 times table. 9 times 5 is 45, so that would go in the middle. So I've used that one now. Oh, now go back to 24. Does it appear in the 9 times table? No. Is it an odd number? No. So just like the 2, it goes outside the box there. So get rid of that. Then 63. It's an odd number because it ends in 3. Is it in the 9 times table? 9 sevens are 63. Yes, it does. So it'll go there. And then finally, I've got 36. And is it in my 9 times table? Is it a multiple of 9? Well, I know it's not an odd number. So let me think. So I've got 9 threes are 27. 9 fours are 36. So it's a multiple of 9. It isn't an odd number, so it doesn't go here. I know it's an even number, but because it's a multiple of 9, it goes over there. So I've been able to sort those numbers into the correct section. Okay? So you're going to have a little look at the next one. Okay? So you're going to have a little go at that one. So you have got in your book, you're going to draw yourself your little Venn diagram. You don't need to do the box around it, but just draw your circles. And then you've got the numbers 3, 6, 12, 17, 21, 27, 39, 30, 24, 29. And you've got to sort them on your Venn diagram. Multiples of 3. Even numbers this time, so they're going to end in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And if they are multiples of 3 and even numbers, they'll go in the middle because they are in both sections. Okay, pause the video, have a go. Right, year 6, let's see how you got on. So, multiple of 3. Well, 3 appears in the 3 times table. 1 times 3 is 3. Is it an even number? No. So it goes over here. Got that one. Okay, 6. That appears in the 3 times table. 2 times 3 is 6. It's an even number as well. So 6 is going to go in here. Okay, 12. It's a multiple of 3. 4 3s are 12. But it's also an even number. So that goes in the centre there. Got rid of that. Okay, 17. Doesn't appear in the 3 times table. Not an even number, so it's going to go outside. Okay, outside of that little diagram. Then 21. It appears in the 3 times table, but it's not an even number, so it just goes over here. 27. It appears in the 3 times table. 9 3s are 27. Is it an even number? No. So it's going to go over here. 39. Okay, well, our 12 threes are 36. So if I add another 3 on, I will get 39. So 39 does appear in the 3 times table. Okay, it is a multiple of 9, of 3, sorry, but it's not an even number, so it goes over here. That was your tricky one, that one. Okay, 10 threes are 30. 30 is an even number, so it goes here. Okay, 24. 8 fours are 24. Okay, so 8 fours are 24. So that will go, it's an even number and a multiple of 3, so it goes in here. And then we've got 29. Well, that doesn't appear in the 3 times table. It's not an even number either. So that will go around the outside. So 29 goes there, and that's what you should have. Okay, good luck if you got that. Let's have a little look then. All right, okay. There are 2 more of those for you to have a go at. Okay, so I'm going to slowly move the board up so you can see. So you'll need to come back and have a little look at, as I scroll the board up, the next one below. So now you've had a little go on your own and we've checked it, you're going to have a go at these ones. So this time multiples of 2, so do they appear in the 2 times table? And multiples of 5. So what we're looking for here are what we call common multiples. So a little bit like we did with the 4 and the 6 and the 3 and the 7 on the other question. We're looking for what we call common multiples. Those are multiples that appear in 2 times tables. So you're looking at the 2 and the 5 times table. So any that appear in the 2 and the 5 times table go in here. Any that are just in the 2 times table there. Any that are just in the 5 times table there. And any that aren't in any of those times tables go around the outside. So you've got that one to have a little go at. So you'll be able to come back and have a little look at this this screenshot again. And then the one below, you're going to have a little go at this one. So same thing, this time we're looking for, again, and you've had a little bit of a hint because we had a little go at 3 and 7 before, didn't we? So my advice is write the times tables down in your book next to one another, and then you can circle those ones that appear in both. You're looking for these common multiples. So multiples of 3 this time, multiples of 7, and any that appear in both of those times tables, you're going to put in the center here. These are common multiples, okay? And then any that don't belong, they're not multiples of 3, they're not multiples of 7, they will go around the outside of your Venn diagram. Okay? So pause the video, have a little look at both those questions. All right, and then we'll see how you've got on. Pause the video, off you go. Right, okay, let's have a little look then. Let's see how you got on with your work today. So 2 appears in the 2 times table, it doesn't appear in the 5, so it goes here. 5 appears in the 5 times table, not in the 2, so it goes here. 10, 5 2s are 10, 2 5s are 10, goes in the middle there. 3 doesn't appear in the 2 times table, doesn't appear in the 5 times table, so it's not a multiple of either. Okay, 20. Well, 10 2s are 20, 5 4s are 20. 20 goes in the middle. 15 doesn't appear in the 2 times table because it's odd, so it goes over here. 17 doesn't go over here, doesn't go over here, so it goes outside here. 25 doesn't appear in the 2 times table, but 5 times 5 is 25, so it appears here. 8 doesn't appear in the 5 times table, but it does appear in the 2 times table, so it goes over here. And 6 doesn't appear in the 5 times table, but it does. 2 times 3 is 6. So that's what you should have got on your diagram there. Fingers crossed you got that right. And let's have a look at the question. So multiples of 3, multiples of 7. So 3 doesn't appear in the 7 times table, but it appears in the 3. 21. Well, 7 3s are 21. 3 7s are 21. So it goes in the middle. It's a common multiple. 5 doesn't appear in the 3 times table, nor the 7. So it goes here. 28. Well, doesn't appear in the 3 times table, but 7 4s are 28. 25 doesn't appear in the 3 times table, doesn't appear in the 7, so it can go over there. 35 doesn't appear in the 3 times table, but 7 5s are 35, so it's a multiple of 7. 5 3s are 15. Does it appear in the 7 times table? No. So 15 there. 12 doesn't appear in the 7 times table, but it does in the 4 3s are 12. And then finally, 63. So it definitely appears in the 7 times table because 9 times 7 is 63. But this is one of those tricky ones again. Okay, let's have a look at 63. Can 3 go into it? If it can, then it's a multiple of 3. Okay, because if we get an answer up here that's a whole number, an integer, we are able to multiply that to get 63. So 3's into 6 goes twice. 3's into 3 goes once. So 21 times 3 is 63. So 63, tricky one to end, goes there in the middle. Did that one trick you? Did you put it over there? Hopefully not. So let's have a look then. Okay. Another type of question that we're going to do today, all right, and you're going to have an example of one to do, is a different type of diagram. So we're going to have a little look at it, and you've got a similar one in your book today. So I want to have a little look at this type of diagram. Okay. So down here it says multiple of 2, not a multiple of 2. Multiple of 3, not a multiple of 3. So in here are any numbers that are common multiples of 3 and 2. Here, in this box, anything that's not a multiple of 2, but is a multiple of 3. Anything here is a multiple of 2, but not a multiple of 3. And then anything there is anything that doesn't, a number that is not a multiple of any of 3 or 2. So let's have a little look. So 3 doesn't appear in the 3 times table, but it is a multiple of, it doesn't appear in the 2 times table, but it is a multiple of 3. So it would go here. 2. It's in the 2 times table, but not in the 3. So multiple of 2, not a multiple of 3, it goes there. So 6, that's a multiple of 2 and a multiple of 3. So it would go in here. 11, not in the 2 times table, so it's not a multiple of 2, not a multiple of 3, so it goes here. 18, well, that again appears in both times tables, so it would go here. 8 is a multiple of 2, but not of 3, so it would go there. 22, well, that appears in my 2 times table, not in the 3 times table, so it would go in here again, so it's a multiple of 2, but not a multiple of 3. 33, that's a multiple of 3, but not a multiple of 2, so that would go there. 27, that is a multiple of 3, but not a multiple of 2, that goes there. And then 4 is a multiple of 2, but it doesn't appear in the 3 times table, so it would go there. Okay, so that's how we sort out the diagram. So let's have a little look then. Okay, oops, at the last question that I want to do. Sorry, it's very long. So it says Justin is listing multiples. So he thinks these are multiples of 2. Okay, so what I want you to have a look at is in a minute, you're going to freeze the board and you're going to see if you can spot Justin's mistakes in his multiples of 2 and his multiples of 5. Okay, so you're going to write the numbers down, the multiples, and then you're going to circle any mistakes that he's made. Pause the video, off you go. Okay, year 6, let's see how you've got on. So, a multiple of 2, 6. Yeah, it is. Multiple of 12, 6 2s are 12. Multiple of 2, 15. 15's an odd number. So, that's a mistake. 28, yes, that would be in the 2 times table. It would go 14 times 2 is 28. 21, it's an odd number. No, that wouldn't appear, so that's a mistake. 18, well, 9 2s are 18. So we're okay there. So 2 mistakes there. Did you spot them? And then multiples of 5. Well, 7 5s are 35, so that's a multiple. 5 4s are 20, that's a multiple. 54, we know that can't be right because multiples of 5 end in 5 or 0. So that is definitely a mistake. 45, 9 5s are 45. 5 3s are 15. And then again, because we know that multiples of 5 end in 5 or 0, that's got to be a mistake. All right. Did you spot those mistakes? Well done if you did today. Okay, so let's have a look at what you are doing today then. So we've done lots of questions on the board and you've had a lot of goes at little questions yourself. So you have got book 5, page 10. You're only doing questions 1 and 3 on that page today. And then you are going to complete this challenge. So if you were listening carefully, you might know the answer to this. Multiples of 5 always have a 5 in the number. Is the statement true or false? So you're going to put true or false, and then you've got to prove it. So look at your 5 times table and then tell me, do multiples of 5, if every single number in the 5 times table, does that end in 5? If it doesn't, then it's false. If it does, it's true, and you need to explain that. And then the last question is, which number is the odd one out? Okay, so you've got 8, 56, you've got 6, and you've got 16. Okay, think about your times tables. Where do you see 3 of those numbers, okay, that appear in a particular times table? And see if you can work which is the odd one out. And you're going to tell me in a little sentence which is the odd one out. You've got to tick it and you're going to tell me why. Okay, so by the end of today's session, you should now be experts at of multiples, and I'm looking forward to seeing your work. We're going to be having a little look at factors tomorrow. Well done, everybody. You'll have worked really hard by the time you finish today. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye.